Welcome to Table for 92, element number 45, rhodium. It's number 45 because it has exactly 45 protons within its nucleus. For rhodium, we're cooking up some rose water and raspberry jam with tea. Since rhodium isn't really found in food, I mean, there are extreme trace amounts of rhodium in potatoes. Like I read one article where potatoes in the study had 0.0008 micrograms. That's a very small number. So because rhodium comes from the Greek word for rose, and right now is wild raspberry season where I live, I'm making some delicious and fragrant rosewater wild raspberry jam. So yeah, wild raspberries, they really just grow all over the East Coast. Mostly you're gonna get them in the month of July. I go hunting in a spot not far from here that's got a power line running through it. And you know, they have to cut down all of the plants for the power line, and it is nothing but raspberry bushes there. If you're gonna collect them, you wanna have them in a bowl instead of like a mesh bag, because the raspberry juices will just kind of fall out of that mesh bag. And always remember to wash and dry these. Wash them in cold water because there's gonna be some debris in there, and there's definitely gonna be some bugs. All right, let's make some jam. So rhodium, part of the illustrious group of platinum metals, it is the rarest and most expensive metal in the world. Gold right now is going for like $1,800 an ounce. Rhodium is going for $13,500. I mean, the price fluctuates, but it is always really expensive. At one point in 2021, 1 ounce of rhodium was going for almost 30 grand an ounce. The reason, of course, is rhodium is very rare, the rarest non-radioactive metal on the planet. Yeah, I mean, forget gold and diamond necklaces. Like, I want to see someone repping a rhodium chain on the red carpet. But then most people probably wouldn't know what rhodium is, and they would have to explain what it is and why it's so expensive and convince them it's not silver, even though it has a very silvery luster. You know what we should do? Give out a rhodium ring every year to the winner of the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. They're the kind of people that would actually appreciate that. That'd be cool. And then the winners can get together, do a Power Rangers ring unite. Only 30 tons of rhodium are mined out of the earth every year, while a little over 3,000 tons of gold are mined annually. And that plays into why so many catalytic converters are being stolen around the world right now. Catalytic converters help to reduce emissions from the exhaust in different vehicles by converting harmful gases into relatively harmless gases. Like, it turns hydrocarbons into water. And the metals used to do this are the most expensive in the world. It's platinum, palladium, and the most expensive metal of them all, rhodium. I mean, I don't condone stealing anybody's catalytic converter, but it makes sense. I mean, just a gram of rhodium, a gram goes for like 480 bucks. But the amount of rhodium and the other platinum-based metals and catalytic converters vary between different vehicles. Like the Ferrari F430 has a catalytic converter that costs 3,770 bucks, and the thing needs 2 converters for some reason, so a grand total of $7,540. How much would that suck? You come out to your brand new Ferrari and the catalytic converters are gone. I'd just be like, why didn't you take the whole thing? This is ridiculous. Rosewater, it's easy. I took some dried food-grade rose petals and added them to a pot with enough water to cover them and let them simmer until the petals lost their color, about 30 minutes. This stuff is potent. So you really only need like a tablespoon per pound of jam, and you know, you can refrigerate the rest and use it in other stuff. Add a couple drops to orange juice in the morning, that's really good. Rosewater is really fantastic, and it's been used for thousands of years. But it was Avicenna, or Ibn Sina, the famous Persian physician, who is credited with creating a way to distill rose oils and use them as medicine. But rosewater is used in tons of dessert dishes across Asia. It just pairs really well with sweets. But again, very, very strong stuff. Only use a little bit of it. Now I'm gonna add the raspberries. I've got about a pound here. I'm gonna add half a cup of sugar, half a cup of honey, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and a few pinches of salt to the pot, and then just Hulk smash those raspberries. You know, like a light Hulk smash. Bring the mixture to a boil and constantly stir until blended nicely together and thickened. That's what the lemon juice is for. The citric acid activates pectin in the fruit and helps it thicken faster. Once it's done, let it sit off the heat for a few minutes and spoon off any scum that might appear. Add a tablespoon of the rose water and mix it together, and voila. As I said before, rhodium was named after the Greek word for rose, rhodon. The discoverer of rhodium, William Wollaston, discovered palladium and rhodium pretty much at the same time. Working with a platinum ore from South America, he first extracted the platinum then the palladium, and what was left was a dark rosy red powder that turned out to be sodium rhodium chloride, and hence the name rhodium came about. Still today, most rhodium mined out of the earth comes from the byproduct of platinum extraction, and most of the platinum in the world comes from South America. So about 60% of rhodium on Earth comes from South America, but there is also a large nickel and palladium producing ore in Sudbury, Ontario that may start rhodium extraction soon. Sudbury is where Letterkenny and Shoresy are filmed, some of the best TV out there, and they actually do mention in Shoresy about their vast underground wealth of nickel. You know, it's just neat to see some offhand geology in a comedy every once in a while. This mason jar has been sterilized, 15 minutes boiling water. Don't want no botulism. No botulism. I'm gonna pour the jam into the bowl now. If I've done this right, hopefully I will hear a pop from this container, meaning that the seal has taken and it can be stored for a long time. Adding rose water to tea is just great too. Just a couple of drops though, stuff is potent. So there you have it, rose water for rhodium, the most expensive element of elements. I am going to be petitioning the Nobel Prize Committee for the rhodium Power Ranger rings idea. I think they'll agree. I've got a jam I made yesterday. It's nice and thickened, as you can see. No botulism. Yeah, you definitely do get that like hint of rose water in there. It's good. Thank you. See you next time. So please like and subscribe. It's how I validate my existence, you know, getting more subscribers.